The West decided that Russia should be held responsible for the unleashed war against Ukraine, even in the first hours after the start of a full-scale invasion. To do this, sectoral sanctions were introduced that limited entire sectors of the Russian economy. But later the need arose for finer pressure instruments. The Yermak-McFaul group is engaged in the search and proposal of solutions.
Sanctions on categories of dual-use products are an effective mechanism for pinpoint strikes against the capabilities of the Russian military industry. This is the type of sanctions that we call precision. The pressure on Russia must increase. We work constantly. Andriy Yermak, head of the Office of the President of Ukraine, on Twitter.
One of the important areas of work of the group was the compilation of personal sanctions lists. On the scale of the country's economy, they are not of decisive importance. Their mission is different. All defendants cannot visit Western democracies and do business there. And this violates the unspoken agreement between the Kremlin and the elites. And this is how they freeze the funds of Putin's wallets, friends of the Russian dictator on whose accounts his money is kept. Experts talk about personal sanctions as an important political step, but it works effectively only together with military assistance to Kyiv.
Much more attention and energy should be devoted to mobilizing all possible resources, both diplomatic and political, to radically increase the number of weapons in Ukraine. And with all the need to maintain the personal sanctions that were, we see that the war cannot be won by such action.
The financial executives of Rosbank, Alfa-Bank and Sberbank, as well as the CEO of the Russian Direct Investment Fund, now all of them are on the EU and US sanctions lists. According to experts from the Yermak-McFaul group, bankers influenced schemes to circumvent sanctions. One of them is the opening of subsidiary banks in countries neighboring Russia. The Yermak-McFaul group is lobbying for a solution to this problem.
Foreign banks doing business in Russia and huge profits of their Russian subsidiaries cannot be swept under the rug anymore. Regulators, including the European Central Bank, should establish clear processes and timelines that lead to the exit of any banks. From the official account of the Yermak-McFaul group on Twitter.
The group started work a year ago. During this time, it influenced the West's decisions to cap oil prices, designate the Wagner private military company as a terrorist organization, and disconnect a number of Russian banks from the SWIFT system. However, the main achievement of the group can be called the formation of common strategies for sanctions pressure on Moscow. For the 23rd year, a roadmap has already been formed with a recommendation for Western governments. The strategy states the group's three main goals are to deter Russian aggression, isolate Russia, and make it pay for its crimes in Ukraine. Reported by Serhiy Kulas, Danilo Kobza, UATV News.